Well, welcome to the channel. I just want to give you an update on some of the things that have been happening and also some of the things which are starting to come through now. One or two projects going on. It's middle of June and finally the weather is breaking. It's been as most people are aware, it's been a shockingly wet winter. We've now got blue skies, the prospect of hay time coming up, which is great. So I'll show you around some of the fields, but also some of the other works that have been carried out. So this is a small field. It's just over an acre, and the grass is coming on okay. I have put a water pipe up the edge of the field there, but also UK Power Networks have come in to clear the overhead electric line. But the other main thing that's going on here is I put a planning application in for a new house, which will be sat somewhere just in the centre of the picture there. Went through planning. I think I was soundly put back in my box in terms of they rejected it, but what was unusual really was that the parish council were very supportive. Very little from members of the public in terms of objections, some support, but the council, whether it's because, I mean, to be able to get planning permission on here, I took the route of not going for an agricultural tie or a forestry tie, because sometimes it's quite difficult with forestry work to demonstrate the financial viability. As you're probably aware, forestry income is quite lumpy, apart from any sort of logging income. So it had to be a property, a house which was deemed to be truly outstanding, and put a lot of work in, worked with some excellent architects to do that, and the council really didn't want to know. So that's actually gone back in for planning appeal at the moment. Date not yet set, but hopefully that'll be later this year, and we'll see how that goes. These things tend to have to be done in increments. It's the council over the last 25 years or so have approved very few of these type of houses, which I understand, but the process is a little bit frustrating. One of the issues is that they're not very keen on having some of these trees felled. But as you can see, trees are dying. You know, there's another one there. As fast as I'm felling dead trees, they're dying. And what this project would do is actually reforest a lot of this area around here. So we'll keep our heads down, see what happens with that. And as I say, nothing ventured, nothing gained. One of the projects I've had on the go over the last winter is cleaning out some of the ditches. I wouldn't say I'm an expert on using an excavator, but I have access to a 5-ton excavator that has done a reasonable job on these ditches. Well, I say the machine has, you know, it's man and machine in perfect disharmony really, but there was a problem in the field in the distance, wasn't draining very well. In a wet winter, part of the field was flooding, so we've tried really hard to try and get these ditches cleaned out all the way over in that direction, with mixed success really. I think we might be trying to defy gravity to a point, but I think what has been quite satisfying is that we've had a really wet winter, as you're aware, and the field, it did just flood, but not as seriously as what it had done in previous drier winters. So it took a long time to actually get the ditch finished because the ground conditions were so awful. We couldn't even travel with an excavator without making a lot of mess, but that's looking a lot better now. Having dug the ditch, I'm now putting in some fencing, or reinstating the fencing. These are some fence posts that were removed from just over there. There was a track established a little while ago by the previous owner, so I pulled those posts out and I'm pushing them back in here. Again, a 5-ton excavator will put these posts in quite nicely. The only thing is, when you're trying to do it on your own, is trying to find an efficient way of being able to get the posts down to the right level. But certainly when the ground's been relatively soft, they're going in quite well. think the spirit level might be in need of a new bubble, but it's near enough for a country spot. I think, like most people, we're finding that the grass growth is is really quite phenomenal. I think that really quite wet. It wasn't particularly mild, but it was a sort of a growy late spring. You know, once it got going, it did get going, so we should get a decent crop of hay off this field this year. I did supplement it with some fertiliser just to try and reduce the amount of clover that's in it, and to get on any bits and pieces of weed. The strategy really was to invest a little bit in the fertiliser, save a bit of time, and get a better return on the hay itself. And it seems to be working quite well. I say we're mid-June, and this is what the hayfield's looking like. I can't remember a time when I've seen so much grass on it at this time of year. One of the things I am looking at as well is whether to put this into SFI schemes, because there's quite a lot of clover in it. There's white clover there, bit of red, quite a reasonable mix. I mean, we did put some seed in it a while ago that did just beef it up a little bit, but I'm hoping that this would be a sort of a herbal mix, which I think it's the type of hay that we want to make. You might have seen a previous video where I talk about making low sugar hay, which is really intention again this year. But having the clover in it just bulk up the protein, which is really good. The last analysis I had on it did show really pretty good results. So both low sugar and good protein. So I'm really quite amazed by it all. As I say, I did put more fertiliser on this year. I don't normally like to put much fertiliser on at all, but I said strategically I just wanted to make sure we've got a really good stand of grass, and you can't deny that it is pretty good. Now the issue is going to be, you know, when best to be able to cut it, but I'm in no rush at the moment because I'd just like it to tip over a little bit. But yeah, there's a heck of a crop of grass, as they say. Some of you will be aware from previous videos that one of my restrictions, in fact two of my restrictions really when I'm haymaking, is that I am very much a one-man band. Partly by choice, but it's really difficult to find people who are happy to come in and do the sort of the manual side of haymaking, shifting bales. So I did acquire a flat 8 grab, but I haven't got a loader tractor that would fit the grab. So what I'm looking at is have got access to the 5-ton excavator. Is coming up with a bracket that would fit the loader and the grab, to see if I could use that to pick up the bales in here. I mean, you've got the benefit of having the field and the barn at the same location. So there wasn't a bespoke bracket that I could just buy. I've had to design one, and I'll just go over and take you over to the bale grab and just explain what's going on there. So it's a Brown's bale grab. Used it last year, and they very kindly loaned me a tractor that had the right brackets to be able to use it, and that worked absolutely fine. But those brackets obviously won't work with the excavator. So I've come up with a designer bracket which Browns are currently well, we've got agreed, and they're fabricating the brackets at the moment. So there'll be 2 brackets which probably will fit between that bracket and that bracket, quite close to the centre of the grab. It's difficult actually designing it because there's the quick hitch on the excavator, which I don't want to have to remove. I want to be able to just bring the grab down onto the bracket and pick it up. I'll need new new hoses, which I'll sort out next few days. But in theory, it should work. I mean, tracking across the field is going to be quite a slow job, but the field is, well, as I say, the band's in the same field as most of the hay is. And to be honest, as I'm getting older, speed isn't necessarily the issue. What I want is to, on a hot day, not have to overdo it, and hopefully in a barn like this, it's an open fronted barn, is that if you can just keep tracking round, dropping the bales off in flat 8 packs, you know, can stack them quite high. It's about 4.5 metre high shed at the back, so so it saves picking them up and stacking them as well. Equally, I think in winter when bales are coming out, we should be able to leave the grab on the excavator quite a lot of time, and just pick up the pack as I need it. So that's the plan. It's a bit uncharted territory. Whether it all works, I don't know, but what I'm having to do is make sure those brackets are as strong as I can get them, and hopefully we should be all right. I'm also planning to do a video about the construction of the barn just over my shoulder. I put that up a couple of years ago now, just after lockdown. It was the time when steel prices were going a little bit crazy, and it was difficult to get hold of construction companies. So I actually erected the whole of this shed myself, including mixing up a lot of the concrete by hand and doing all the erection. It was a kit building, but I managed to do it on my own, but the video is going to sort of talk about all the reasons why it's a thoroughly bad idea. I wouldn't recommend that to anybody. It only took me about, was it 10-12 days to erect it, but it had to be done safely. So everything, you know, they had to have the right kit, harnesses, lanyards and all that sort of thing. So it was it took a little while, and you do have to work out a system for doing it, which means sometimes you're trying to run 2 machines at the same time, a telehandler and an elevated platform. But it was, I would say it was good fun, but there were a few things that did go a little bit wrong, or could have gone really badly wrong. So there's another video coming up that will explain a little bit about the shed construction. So that's about it for now. That's just a little bit of an update as to what's been going on and what's coming up. Hope you enjoyed that, and if you just keep an eye open for the other videos that I've just spoken about coming through as well. I don't like to do too many haymaking videos, but it's been a little while, so at the risk of being repetitive, I will try and put a video out just showing some of the outcome of the haymaking this year. I think the takeaway so far is just the sheer amount of grass that's going to be on there, but also whether or not I can get the bale grab working. Otherwise, it's going to be hard work. So fingers crossed, and hopefully, yeah, should be some interesting videos coming up soon. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.